Kadluboski, 41 Frederick Street. I'm here again to waste more time. A few months ago, I brought down the information about how certain elected officials who work part-time, excuse me, Mr. Vinsko, this is sort of a legal thing. Would you pay attention to me? Mr. Kevin,
I'm writing down everything you say.
Oh, we're good. All right. I'd like to know, when are we going to look into how the elected officials, Tom Layden, Tom McGroarty, Lee Namey, Kathy Kane, and Bernie Mangerhausen, how are they able to count part-time service towards a full-time pension when that officer has to risk his life for 25 to 30 years? How are they able to do this? And just so you understand, in 1990, when they put this pay raise into effect, it was done illegally. So is there a way maybe I can meet with you, Bill, to like sit down and go over a couple things to see what council's going to do about it? Because they're like, these people are going to bankrupt the pension system. In other words, everybody else has to work for 30 years, and then I just found out that certain employees of the city found out there wasn't enough taken out of their pays, and now they have to pay it back. But yet these part-time councilmen and Kathy Kane are able to count part-time service towards a full-time pension when financially, let's just say they only put $5,000 in it. But yet in the same time period, that man right there put $60,000 or $70,000 in or $100,000. So I think we should look into that. Also, I'd like to ask, where are we at with this towing situation? And like I want to keep getting on the record, I don't blame Leo Galazzi. I blame that thief right there, and that's what I consider you, a thief lawyer. Because you were the one, Bill, and I don't mean to get loud and I get upset, it's just that I'm frustrated. I warned, and I want you council people and everybody in the audience to know, I warned everybody that what would happen. And when Mrs. and you, Marie, I don't mean to yell at you, but the problem is, when you said here a year ago, oh, Mr. Galazzi, he pays the city, and yeah, he pays the city by everybody that gets their car towed with the inflated bills. And also, I need an answer tonight, Marie, on that bill I brought down from the $375 tow from McLean Street. So I'd like to know is, where are we at with this so-called investigation of the bills, of what was going on in these complaints? And just so council understands why I'm so upset. I never had a hearing, I never had a trial, I never could present evidence, and what they actually did to me, I'll tell you, now what we're doing is filtering these so-called complaints out. But yet me, when we had to sue the city, get a court order to get the complaints that they had against me, they brought stuff up, that was 2004 when they fired me. They brought stuff up from 1990 that had nothing to do with the city of Wilkes-Barre. How many seconds I got left?
You're fine.
Okay. They brought stuff up from 1990 when I was towing for the railroad. They brought all that stuff up, which had nothing to do with it. But yet I had no trial, I had no hearing, I had nothing. I couldn't present no evidence, nothing. They just fired me. And that man right there, Attorney Vinsko, was warned. The chief was warned. Everybody was warned. And what did they do? They did it anyway. And look where we are today. Look what has happened to the insurance company. That just was an insurance thing. Yesterday he told me about the bills. How outrageous. And it's not this, and it was not Leo Galazzi or LAG Towing that's paying it. It's the insurance companies and the people who got their car towed. It just doesn't make sense. But yet me, I had no hearing, I had no nothing. But yet this thing is dragged on for how long? And Councilman George, I mean, you're the only one sticking up for the taxpayers and the insurance companies. You have to try to do something to put their feet to the fire. I don't know what else to do. I mean, this thing's just going to go on. And what it seems to me like this administration's doing is just, oh, well, it'll die down. It'll die down. It's not dying down. It's getting worse. It's not Leo Galazzi and LAG Towing. It's this administration and the councilman, even you, Bill, without like yelling at you or nothing. I told you what was going on. I told you. And I don't mean to bring up about your financial situation, but look at you. You're set. People aren't set out there. I came here 33 years ago. We were charging $25 and $35 a tow. Then we went up after 5 years to $45. Then I came back years later. We were charging $70 and $75. Now look what happened. $300. Look at the bill I brought to you, Marie. $375. Then we have the $75, open up the gate.
You have 20 seconds to finish.
Well, I can open it up. 75, 75, 75, 75, 75, 75, 75, 75, 75, 75, 75. Oh, $50 clean up, $75 labor, $50 clean up, $100 labor.
You're done, okay?
All right, now,
Fine.
you allowed the
Yeah,
contract.
he wasn't swinging the gate for 30 seconds.
Well, I'm just being
Rip it off.
Okay.
Now, I'd like you to go back, no, can I get my answer?
Tear that wall down.
We're done. Okay, I'm gonna answer some things you asked, okay?
All right, but let me ask you this.
No, we're done. We're done speaking.
But you let that other man talk. He went on for almost 10 minutes, and now I can't get these
You're
answers?
done. You're overtime.
Yeah, but you let that other guy go.
Let me answer your question.
All right, I want Marie to answer the question about that
What
receipt.
you want
Okay, go ahead,
is
do it.
different, okay? Now, why don't you sit down first of all?
I'd rather stand.
I know, okay. It's kind of ironic that you stand here and talk about what was done to you when you were fired. You
Right.
changed your words, you were fired, your contract was taken away from you.
Right.
And without a hearing. And then somehow you expect everyone to just immediately just do the same thing without a hearing. I just find the irony there, and you were compensated for that particular act that you speak about, and I'm not gonna argue this point with you, but you were compensated for that.
$250,000.
Okay, and you stand here and expect others to do the same thing. Now, what makes you think that it would not turn out differently if the city were to go ahead and repeat the same process that happened to you? It's likely that it would turn out the same. This council has voted on this, has recommended the city begin the due process termination proceedings, and keywords again, due process. Okay, it is as far as it goes with us. You heard a few minutes ago, the mayor respond to Councilman George that they are continuing their due process proceedings. So, and you stand here and say that, no, we should just go ahead and just do it.
I didn't say that.
And you want to talk about towing cars, and I'm going to get a little personal here, okay?
No private attacks.
You tow cars as well.
Throw him out of here. I want him thrown out of here.
That may very well happen before it's over. You're not towing cars, you're talking about others towing cars, you get paid for doing that as well. Whether it's from a church bazaar, whether it's from a funeral, whether it's from somebody doing public service for the city. You threatened to tow my police car one time, and I know you've towed other police cars and other things like that. You're standing here talking like other people are making these egregious misgivings, and you stand up here and talk about other people. So we want to treat everybody fairly. You claim that you were treated unfairly back in 2004. I'm sure this administration, this council wants to make sure that everyone's treated fairly, you included. Okay, we do not want to make the same
Mistake.
No, the same motion, to go through those motions, we want to make sure that everything's done correctly. I'm sure that that's what they want to do. And that's all that I'm going to say on that right now. We're going to let this process continue. We agree with you that there is some concerns that need to be taken into consideration and acted upon. And that's what this council voted on.
We voted on in January.
Okay,
Had
it is
due
now March,
process
okay? And it is not a council contract. You know that as well, because you've been through that yourself. All right?
So just let me finish this, because you gave the other guy time to talk. Why I'm so upset with this, Bill, is I sent letters, even when they gave me my notice, I said, what did I do wrong? They wouldn't even tell me what I did wrong. So just let me finish, you let the other guy talk. Then I said, what did I do wrong? They wouldn't even tell me what I did wrong. Then they fired me. And the problem is here, this thing should have been done already. To take the complaints, you bring the Arbitrators Association in and do it. But this thing here, how long it's going on? With me, there was nothing. It was press conference, 2 o'clock, you're fired. And I warned them they wouldn't get away with it, and they didn't. And guess what? There's no trouble coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.